Alright lads, we're gone overseas once again. The Guinness Guru debut in Wales. Where is the best pint of Guinness in Cardiff? You're about to find out. I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of this video, the lads over at Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN, meaning a virtual private network. If you're still saying what the fuck is that, it's an app or web extension that lets you basically place your phone or laptop anywhere you want in the world. Anytime you search anything, you put in a password, email address, it's kept private. We all know the hackers and scamming bastards are flat to the mat these days, trying to scam us out of everything we've got. Then the best part about Surfshark is because you can place yourself anywhere in the world, you can watch TV shows, movies, live sporting events that you couldn't usually watch, for example, here in Ireland. And of course the fucking footy is back. You want to watch match of the fucking day? Change your location and fucking landing, innit? You watch match of the day all night long, all night. Use the code Guinness to get 83% off. I repeat, 83% off plus 3 months for free. The link for the deal is the first thing in the description of the video. Thank you Surfshark, because these trips abroad don't come cheap lads, but I do it for the love of the pints. See you in Cardiff. Alright lads, I am in Cardiff. Must say so far I'm very impressed by, it's my first time very impressed by the architecture of the buildings, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not here for the culture, I am here for the pints. And speaking of pints, I have to be honest, I'm going into this with possibly the lowest expectations I've ever had on a Guinness Guru takes on said town. The people of Cardiff have warned me. They've said the pints are absolutely shite. You won't find a single good pint of Guinness in Cardiff. I'm hoping to, not prove them wrong, but I'm hoping to find some sort of shining light around Cardiff. 1 or 2 decent pints of Guinness to give them a bit of hope for the future of Guinness in Cardiff. I will now cut back to the first review I did, the City Arms pub. Over to you, Dara. Hello lads, I am currently stood in Cardiff city centre, right across the road from the Principality Stadium. City Arms, let's have it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Will Guinness be popular in the pub?
Is Guinness popular?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sell quite a bit of Guinness.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks very much.
That's all right, mate, no worries.
Right lads, let's be real. Let's not beat around the fucking bush here. Barman was a very nice guy. Had good chats with him. That looks fucking desperate. I've seen more head on something that doesn't have a big head. What a good joke that was. I'm not in the mood for jokes. That head is about half a centimetre. Does that, usually the small head means it's too cold. It doesn't even feel too cold. If the temperature feels fine, I don't know, he seemed to pour it very quick. I'll have a swig of it first anyway, sláinte. God, that's bad. I hate doing the bad reviews. I hate doing them. That's fucking bad. What a shame. He went to pour it, I paid for it, and then I went around for literally about 10 seconds taking some footage of the pub, and he handed it to me. So I'd say between the first pour and the second pour was max 30-40 seconds. Definitely wasn't the recommended 119.5 seconds from Guinness. But at least give it a minute or something, you know what I mean? So quite a rush pint. But then when it was given to me, it was completely settled. Like, when I was showing you on the video, like I wasn't hanging around, I came straight out. It literally looked fully black or ruby red when I got it, so how's it settling so fast? It was as if it was like already there before I asked for it, because I didn't see him pour it, to be honest with you. But like, it just tastes bad as well. There's just nothing good about that pint. I hate doing it. They told me. If you go to Cardiff, you're not going to get a single good pint. And more than that, you're going to get a lot of really awful pints. And I've been proven wrong. I didn't say I was going to get good pints, but they've been proven right. The haters have been proven right. And I love to silence the haters, especially sometimes in towns in Ireland I've gone and people say, don't go to that kip, you'll never get a good pint there. And then I get good pints and it's a big one of these to them. But I don't know about that here. It's just the lack of creaminess, the lack of thickness and richness is unbelievable. Taste-wise, it doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste like it's off or anything like that. It doesn't taste like it's not fresh, anything like that. It just, Guinness is supposed to be thick, creamy. People describe Guinness as a meal itself. You don't need to have dinner when you drink a pint of Guinness because it's so thick and creamy. That's like water. Still tasty water, don't get me wrong, but it's not an enjoyable pint whatsoever. Look at the head, it's just tiny. Again, barman, if this ever, I doubt it will, but if this video reaches you, you were sound, we had good chats, but I just can't say anything good about that pint. Hate to do it. Disappointing to say the least. And again, the barman sound, I was hoping it would be good. He said it's a popular drink in the pub, but I mean, it's just not good. All right, lads, on to pub 2. Hopefully a better pint this time. Very highly recommended, the Old Arcade. Come on, be good to fuck. Is it all extra cold or do you do a normal tap as well?
No, it's just extra.
Just extra cold, no problem. All right, lads. As you can see, a lot of grease on the glass. Unfortunately, I can't tell. Maybe it looks like they tried to do a shamrock in the foam. I'm not too sure. I don't think they did. But I mean, picture paints 1,000 words in terms of grease all over the glass. Usually, sometimes you get. I'll actually have a sip first because I've been looking at it for a while. Sláinte. I was coming here thinking we had a bad start. People of Cardiff had told me you're not going to get a good pint in Cardiff, and I was really hoping to come and prove them wrong in at least one of these pubs. This and the Flute and Tavern are my best shots at that. And I mean, this just isn't a good pint of Guinness. The glass was absolutely laced in grease. And I know I'm going to be sounding harsh probably during this whole video, lads, but it's got to be said. I was told by lads in messages, if the Guinness is bad, say it's bad, so Guinness might actually take the finger out and do something about it in Cardiff. But I'm not going to speak too soon. But you saw the glass was absolutely laced with grease, meaning there's something wrong with the way they're cleaning them. New style glass, we're not going to complain about that. You're not going to get an old style glass here. But like sometimes you get a little ring around here of what you might consider grease. I tend to give them the benefit of the doubt and just say it's just wet, and the way they stack them on top of each other, it's just a wet glass. But when the grease is all over the glass like that, there's no excusing it. It's just a greasy glass, possibly been mixed in with a food, or I really don't know. But that's just the presentation of that is just, it's awful. Let's be real, it's awful. And then it's fighting a losing battle. It's climbing Mount Everest to try and get a good review, because if it looks like that, how am I going to taste? How's it going to taste good in my hand if it looks so bad? And it doesn't taste good. I can it tastes all right, but just that sort of, you can just tell like the grease and stuff coming off the sides. The head wasn't even clean. The head had bits of yellow in it. I don't want to do these harsh reviews, but it's got to be done. Quite watery. Not thick, not creamy, not too far off the one I had in the City Arms, maybe because the head was a little bit thicker. It's ever so slightly creamier. But apart from that, It tastes the same. Presentation terrible. A lot of little micro bubbles in their head. Nothing to really say. The shtick's going to be awful. The shtick actually wasn't too bad on the last pint, but like we've learned, and let's be honest, shtick does not really make a good pint. It just looks good. It gives that aesthetic when the Guinness is already drank. Like I say, Guinness is one of the only drinks that you care about what it looks like after, just as much as you do before you drink it. But anyway, I'm trying to bring the entertainment value here, but it's tough. I wish I could say it was good, but it's just not. The laughing stops here, lads. Trying to have a bit of crack in the last review, but that's just, it's just unacceptable, and I wouldn't even put it down to the pub. That comes down to Guinness, not like, have Guinness just neglected Cardiff for years? That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even want to finish that pint. I know I said that in the last place. Yeah, just bad, like. I'm not trying to shit on the pub whatsoever. It's a nice pub, it's a cool pub. Welsh stuff on the wall. Proud Welsh pub, the old arcade. That's just not a good pint of Guinness. Right, heading from the old arcade to O'Neill's. I think O'Neill's is gonna make or break. Sorry, something I forgot to say was the pint in, I don't know, did I catch it on a microphone? I don't know what I catch on a microphone. The pint in the old arcade was poured from an extra cold tap, and I said, do you have a regular tap? They said, no, we've just got 2 extra cold taps. But I don't know if it was extra cold or not in the City Arms, which is actually right behind me. Isn't that it? No, over there. I can't confirm whether it was poured extra cold or not in the City Arms because I didn't see him pouring it, but maybe it was, and maybe that's contributing to the reason why these 2 pints have just been bad. There's no other way around it. They've been bad. O'Neill's, I'm going to now, and then the Flute and Tankard, something like that, is going to be my last pub. O'Neill's, like I said, is going to make or break. I feel like it's going to break Cardiff. The city's going to be broken, and the city's going to be renowned for having shite Guinness, but I'm still keeping a positive attitude. I've got people messaging me saying, well, don't go near O'Neill's, it's an absolute kip, it's an absolute shithole. Then I've got other people who I think work there and text me saying, come to O'Neill's, it's a great pint. I'm not gonna lie, my expectations are low. And just come, someone give me a good fucking pint in Cardiff so I can tell people, if you're coming to Cardiff, where to go. How are you?
Not too bad.
Can I ask you a question?
20 Guinness?
Question answered. Yes, please. Okay, pretty apt. We've got the Guinness memorabilia in the background, memorabilia signs, whatever we're calling them. To be fair, as much as people shitted on this pub when I said I was going here, it's still settling. So like the head is kind of small, but it's still settling. One tiny little bit of dirt or grease or whatever the fuck you want to call it in the glass there. But to be fair, wait till I come back around here. To be fair, how many times are you going to say to be fair? That is by a million miles the best looking pint I've gotten today. And I'll tell you what, this lad knew the sus when I walked in. This lad behind the bar grabbed the bull by the horns. He grabbed life by the balls and said, like I said, the other 2 people knew the crack as well in the last 2 pubs, but this lad grabbed this pint by the fucking nuts, the cojones, the Leroy G. He said, I'm gonna pour you the best pint I can possibly pour you. I mean, you talk about domage, you don't get much better domage than that. He poured that as well as he could possibly pour it in the circumstances. I do feel like it's a bit cold, possibly it's extra cold. I'll try to find out. But it's creamy, couple of bubbles in the head. Head's a little bit small, but the dome is making up for it. Glass is 95% clean. This compared to, I feel like I'm in the Gravediggers in Dublin compared to the last 2 pints I was given. This is what I'm talking about. And people are going to say, well, first of all, people are going to say, shut the fuck up and drink it. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to attempt to say sláinte, lads, in Welsh and make an absolute hames of it. Yaki da, lads. That sounded so bad. Yaki da, to fuck. Okay, it doesn't taste good. It tastes, I'll take it back. Cut, action, take again. Okay, it doesn't taste amazing like the Gravediggers. But, already, and again, this is where I can't be listening to the naysayers or the yes-sayers or whoever says, don't go into O'Neill's, it's a shithole. I do get the vibe that this is the place you come. You come to Cardiff on a stag, first place and last place on the list is O'Neill's. You get your food, you sit in here all day, you have breakfast, lunch and dinner and about 65 pints over a weekend, and you don't see anything but the four walls of this pub. I don't give a shit if that's the case, if it's a good pint. It does feel cold. It does feel cold, to be fair. It feels like it could be extra cold, but still, that is fucking gold dust compared to this. I'm sorry to say it, the shite I've been served before this. O'Neill's, you little dirty bastard, you little beauty. Again, make no mistake about it. That is not a fantastic pint. But I might go as far as saying that is not a bad pint. Borderline good pint. Would you believe that? It's definitely extra cold. I know that because I've said it before. When I'm holding a pint, I usually hold a pint in my hand for the whole review. And I know if I have to switch hands that it's extra cold. I just think that's what you gotta accept in Cardiff, like a lot of the UK. It's gonna be the new style glass and it's gonna be extra cold. And then just judge it on that, knowing that they're all gonna be the same. What I've gotta say, that is just, that tastes like heaven. Again, it doesn't taste like heaven. That tastes like heaven compared to the last 2 pints. Just too cold. Why are you doing the extra cold? O'Neill's. Look into my eyes, look into my eyes. Try get regular and not extra cold. Even if you have to pay a fortune, just do it. Because that is not a bad pint. And if you had a regular tap and the pint wasn't minus 27,000 degrees, you could have a pretty decent pint on your hands. Yeah, so interesting. I never got so many more messages from people saying, avoid O'Neill's, don't go O'Neill's, but it was also the most recommended. A polarizing pub, to say the least. And you gotta love it. You gotta love the controversy, you gotta love the build-up. But for me, that's good shit. It's not good shit, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's good shit, but it's good shit. And I also know lads are gonna be watching this raging, who are probably from Cardiff, like, don't go to O'Neill's, that's a fucking shit bar. Go to this place or this place. I'm sorry, and this isn't some sort of biased review because this is an Irish bar. I couldn't give a flying fuck because it's an Irish bar. But the pint is decent. I mean, not a bad pint, freezing cold, but we got a bit of shtick. Taste was fine, glass was clean, fairly clean. There's actually a half decent pint in Cardiff. Right lads, I'm walking through St. David's, is it called St. David's Shopping Centre? From O'Neill's to the Flute and Tankard. Just an FYI, if you're coming to Cardiff and you're on your Google Maps and you say to walk and it's looking like it's sending you through the shopping centre, that's because it is. It's apparently the biggest shopping centre in Europe or something like that, so do not be afraid to go through the shopping centre. It pretty much is shortcuts to everywhere all over the city. Alright, last pub lads, the Flute and Tankard. Right lads, the lighting is shite. It's probably going to be quite grainy. But fuck it. This place is mad. It's gas. Hope you can hear me. Sláinte. A couple of people in O'Neill's say to me, now I never really listen to people from certain bars when they talk about other bars because they're always just gonna talk their own bar up. But one guy did say, it's weird that you're going there. That's a tiny little kind of random pub that not many people will go to. And you better believe it is. I don't even want to whip the camera out it's one of those situations where I don't want to whip the camera out and even film the pub because there's some random fella arguing at the front. There's a bit of a hoopla going on, bit of a rigmarole, all these weird Irish terms that a lot of my UK viewers won't know what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, got the burps now. Again, pint came from the extra cold tap. The guy in O'Neill's told me it wasn't extra cold, but I don't know if I believe him, to be honest, because it was cold. It was just as cold as this. Yeah, funny little pub. Pint is okay, to be fair. Glass was clean. I mean the standards are quite low here in Cardiff, so if the glass was clean, I'm happy. Wasn't much dome. Head looked a little bit yellow from the get-go. The head size was okay, a little bit bubbly, not the creamiest, but when I say it's a fine pint, I don't mean it's a fine pint, I mean it's fine. But fine is better than the first two shy pints I got, so. Also, I'm not speaking too loud, hopefully you can hear me. You can probably hear your man in the background. He's moaning, saying he left his bag here. Most people are saying you didn't come in with a bag, mate. You didn't have it. He's saying it's a rucksack. It's not a bag, it's a rucksack. They're saying I didn't see you with a bag on your back when you came in. And he's on a mad one. But anyway, and then the woman who served me the pint was absolutely lovely. And she came over and she said, sorry about that doesn't usually happen. I said, listen love, I don't give a bollocks. All I care about is the pint. I didn't really say, listen love, I don't give a bollocks, I'm not that cool. I just said, oh, it's grand. I just care about the pint. That was more like what I said. But anyway, it's alright. Taste is alright. Not fantastic, but I'm very impressed with the clean glass. It's cold, it's freezing cold, extra cold. Always minus points for me for that. I'd be lying if I said I could sit here and drink these all day. Could possibly drink one more at a push. But it's still a lot better than the first two I had. It's not as good as O'Neill's, the last one I had. Grand, I might have another. No, I won't actually have another. But if I came here to have a pint, I might have one more and go find somewhere else, even though there's not many places to get a good pint around here. Okay lads, just out of the Flute and Tankard, like you saw, another pretty average pint. Yeah, O'Neill's was alright, a little bit of a shining light in today, but also, I don't know, I feel like a message needs to be sent to Guinness, the lads over at HQ, whoever is supplying and checking on and setting the standards for the pints of Guinness in Cardiff. This is a message to you. You are not doing a good job. You need to revisit all the pubs in Cardiff and see what they're doing wrong. Why are pubs giving out greasy glasses? Why are pubs giving out freezing cold pints with the head about this size? Something needs to be done. A revolt needs to happen amongst the Guinness community in Cardiff because it seems to have been neglected and thrown by the wayside. People of Cardiff are messaging me saying the Guinness here is awful, and let's call a spade a spade. The Guinness in Cardiff is awful. I barely got a good pint today. I wouldn't even say I got a great one. Guinness, you need a good look in the mirror. You need to come over to Cardiff and sort some shit out. Rant over. See you in the next video.